Okay, today we are reviewing all things factoring. Like we've done before, I'm going to do some examples with you and then give you all some time to try to get through some of these. If we look at question 1, anytime we are factoring, what is the first thing we look for, no matter what? GCF. GCF. What can I take out of both a 12 and an 18? 6. Okay, so we're dividing a 6 out. When we do, we're left with a 2 and a 3. If I look at the x's, how many x's can I take out of both? 1. So I take one x out of there, it leaves me with an x. I took that x out. That is my final answer. How can I check that that is the correct answer? Okay, distribute back out. What operation is distributing? Multiplication. So I get 12x squared, add 18x, which is what I was looking for. So that's a GCF kind of problem. If we look at a question like 3, is there a GCF? I mean, I guess there is. What is the GCF in 3? In 3? 1, right? The only thing I can take out of all 3 of these terms is a 1. That's not going to work. So then we're going to try to go to parentheses and see if we can get 2 binomials that will multiply. If I start with x squared, the only way I can get x squared is x times x. If we are looking at a positive 12, what does that mean about the signs of these 2 numbers? They're going to be the same, either positive, positive, or negative, negative. What do you all think it's going to be? Positive, positive. This positive 7. So we're going to do positive, positive. And then you're just going to have to do a little bit of guessing and checking. Some of you, I think, figured it out. What are the 2 numbers? 4 and 3. Order doesn't matter. Now, if you were to multiply this out, you should get back to where we started. So if we try to do that, I get x squared, I get a 3x, I get a 4x, and I get a 12. So that worked out for us. Are we okay on this so far? Okay. I'm going to do 2 more with us, and then I'm going to give you all some time to work. If we look at question 6, how should we start question 6? GCF. What is the GCF in question 6? 3. Can we be maybe a smidge bit more specific?
-3.
I personally would take out a -3 just because that first number is negative. So when we do, careful of our signs, we get y squared, subtract 10y, add 21. Now we go to those 2 parentheses with a -3 out here. Y squared is y times y. And then Avery told us before, positive number means our signs need to be the same. Do you think we're going to do positive, positive, or negative, negative?
Negative, negative.
Negative, negative. Paxton, how do you know negative, negative?
Because it's negative 10y.
Okay, because we need to get to a negative 10y. Okay, so we need 2 numbers that multiply to 21 that when we FOIL out, we're going to get a negative 10y. What do we think? 7 and 3. That's probably a good one to try, particularly because really it's the only thing to try. So if you have to write it out, that's fine. If you can do it in your head, that's great too. We get a negative 7y and a negative 3y, which is that negative 10y. And then what people are forgetting, like I told you on the quiz, is you have to write the -3 out in front. None of this is new. You agree? Okay. I would like to do 9 and 10, and then I'm going to give you all a few minutes to work. If we look at 9, I lied. We're going to do 8 and 10. If we look at 8, what is our GCF? 1. Okay, this is radically different because it has a 3 here. Radically different. Now, normally we've started with y and y. If we do that again, y and y, we're already not going to end up with a 3y squared. That's already going to have an issue for us. So instead, the only way to get 3 is 3 times 1. So we're going to have 3y times y. So we definitely have at least gotten a 3y squared. Okay, again, we have this positive 10, which means we either need 2 positive numbers or 2 negative numbers. What do you think, 2 positive or 2 negative? 2 negative, right, because of this negative 17. So we're going to have a negative and a negative. And then we have to multiply to 10. Now, there's a whole different bunch of possibilities. We could do 10 and 1. We could do 5 and 2. I guess really that's it. You're going to have to just do some guessing. So if I want to try 5 and 2, if I try 5 here and 2 here, if we multiply out, this is going to give us a negative 5y. This is going to give us a negative 6y. Does that get us what we need? What do we need? Negative 17. Okay, that could mean, though, that we put our numbers in the wrong order. Maybe it is 2 and 5, but maybe they're in the wrong order. I think I did 5 and 2 before, so let me, right? Which number did I try first?
5 and 2.
I tried 5 and 2? Okay, so I tried 5 and 2, so let me try 2 and 5 this time. So that will give us a negative 2y, and then it'll give us a negative 15y. Did that get us where we needed to get to? Yes. So that is our final answer. This is different than what you learned last year. I am not going to force you to use my method versus a different method. This is the method I'm going to show you, though. So that's that. Can we do one more together? Okay. Let's look at 10. 10, what is our GCF? 1. Here is the tricky part, the extra tricky part. 6m squared. There's more than one way that you can get a 6. That could mean that we have a 6m and an m, right? 6 times 1. Or it could mean we have a 3m and a 2m. Both of those would get us a 6. So we're going to have to do quite a bit of guessing and checking here. Okay. Now, if we have a negative 2, what does that mean about our two numbers? What does it mean about the signs? They're different, right? One positive, one negative. Again, it could be positive, negative, or it could be the other way also, right? It could be 6m negative, m positive. Same thing, it could be positive, negative, or it could be 3m subtract and 2m add. So there's a whole bunch of possibilities that we're going to have to consider. Okay. Now, let's go to this 2. The only thing that is nice about the 2 is the only two numbers are 1 times 2. So we're going to be playing around with 1 times 2. If I do 1 and 2 here, is that going to work out? If I do 1 and 2 there, if I multiply this way, what will that give me? 1m, and this way will give me negative 12m, right? So I have 1m, negative 12m. That's definitely not m. That didn't work. So then what we might do is try going backwards. Not backwards, but switching these numbers. So what instead if I did 2 and 1? What would this give me? 2m. Negative 6m. So this one doesn't work. Okay, so let's just keep going. If I do a 2 and a 1, this will give me 4m. This will give me negative 3m. Okay, so here I get a 4m. Here I get a negative 3m. And what would that give me? Positive m. Do we see that we're really close? We're really close. We needed a negative m. We have a positive m. So close. So we might have to try some things. Maybe what we try instead is, what if I made the 2 negative and the 1 positive? Now, it's a negative 4m, and it's a positive 3m, which gives me that negative m that I wanted. So that one ends up being 3m subtract 2 and 2m add 1. That ends up being the final answer. It involves a lot of guessing and checking, and I would really stress that you keep track somehow of what you've tried. Because like you all noticed before, I got lost because I forgot what I tried. Questions for me? Okay, right now you will be working with the person next to you on numbers 1 to 10. I want you to stop before you do 11.